Merry Christmas, everyone. Mike Baxter here for Outdoor Man. I want you to take a lesson here for just a second. Did you hear that? To most people, it sounds like any other ordinary can of soda just being opened. Much like this original flavor Mountain Dew. Ah, refreshing. However, to me, and so many other disenfranchised Americans out there, it sounds more like the government's trying to pry into your wallet and take just a little bit more of your hard-earned tax dollars so that Obama can fund another Benghazi. And I just said Benghazi. Now I have a horrible feeling in my stomach. Thanks for that. So this Christmas season at Outdoor Man, we're doing a whole tax-free weekend. We'll pay your taxes for you. In exchange, we expect your receipts to go infinity and beyond. I think I got all of Tim Allen's famous characters there. I got Tim Taylor, Scott Calvin, Mike Baxter, and Buzz Lightyear. I think I got all of them. Maybe I'm missing his character from Christmas with the Cranks, but I haven't seen that, so I don't know what exactly his character is there. But I've been watching a lot of Last Man Standing over the last few weeks, just to get myself in the Tim Allen mindset here for this movie. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Home Media Reviews. It is our mini-series finale, and unfortunately, it's the finale for the rest of the year for Home Media Reviews. I know, hold off your tears and all that. Please save that for the end of the episode. It's bittersweet, but we still have one more episode here for you guys to enjoy. And what better movie to talk about this close to Christmas than one focusing on Santa Claus? Well, a guy becoming Santa Claus after he accidentally murders the original Santa Claus. We're talking about the Santa Claus this time around. Claus with an E at the end of it. You know, like a clause in a contract. Haha, funny. With all that being said, let's jump into the history section of The Santa Claus. So The Santa Claus first hit theaters on November 11th, 1994. November. Interesting time to put out a Christmas film right before Thanksgiving. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense. You're getting your Christmas movie out there prior to Thanksgiving, and then people can go out to the theater and watch it over the holiday weekend. I was not alive to see this when it first came out. I had not been conceived yet. I was born in 99, so I wasn't here for that. I first saw The Santa Claus just a few days ago. This is a tradition here on Home Media Reviews. If you're just joining us here for the first time, every single season or mini-series finale, I watch a movie I haven't seen yet. And for this time, I chose The Santa Claus. I picked it up, I think, last year on Black Friday, and I've been wanting to watch it since. So this seemed like the perfect opportunity. I had heard a lot about it from friends. I think I mentioned last week, I have a buddy who just is nuts for Tim Allen. He'll watch that guy in literally anything. And he obviously loves The Santa Claus. He loves all three of them. I had known there were three of them. I think I actually saw bits and pieces of the third one when I was in elementary school. I have vague memories. Is Jack Frost the villain in that? I think. I don't really remember a lot about it, but I think I saw bits and pieces of it. I don't think I've seen a frame from Santa Claus 2, and I had seen some footage from Santa Claus 1, but never in full. Our fun fact about how much money this movie made, on a budget of just $22 million, The Santa Claus grossed $190 million at the global box office. Damn, that is a huge profit. Now I see why they made 3 of these things. October 25th, 1995 brings us The Santa Claus on VHS and Laserdisc. I did not expect this to get a Laserdisc release. It just didn't seem like Disney was a big supporter of that format back in the day, but hey, Santa Claus got a Laserdisc and a VHS release. This had a clamshell VHS and a standard slip variant VHS. I don't know which one came first, but they share artwork. Whichever one is on screen is the one that's on screen. It's probably the slipcover variant, but there was a clamshell variant as well. Here's a new segment. It's called Controversy Time. No, this isn't about something I said on Twitter. This is about the Santa Claus and a controversial line that was taken out of the movie. So a line from the Santa Claus was removed from all future releases of this movie. However, if you own the VHS or the Laserdisc, or you watched it in theaters, you heard this removed line. The line was between Laura and Scott, and it comes at the end of one of the first scenes in the movie where Laura is handing Scott Neil's mom's phone number, and Scott says, 1-800-SPANK-ME. I know that one. Apparently, some kid called that number, and it turned out to be a real working phone sex line. I can only imagine the backlash from that and the absolute frenzy that Disney's legal department was whipped up into because a kid decided to call 1-800-SPANK-ME, and it just turned out to be a real phone line. That is insane. Spoiler alert for the close-up, I have this VHS, and here's the line in question.
Neil's mom's number in case.
1-800-SPANK-ME. I know that number.
October 13th, 1998 brings us The Santa Claus on DVD. This is significant because this was only released in widescreen. No full screen variant here. Hey Disney, props to you for going all in on the widescreen trend. Very ahead of your time, guys, for 1998. If this poster art looks familiar to you, go back and watch the HMR on The Rock. October 29th, 2002 brings us another DVD print of the Santa Claus. Two of them. A widescreen and a full screen variant. Disney, one step forward, two steps back. You were all in on the widescreen DVD, and then you're like, well, I guess all those people out there were crying that they couldn't watch this on their box television without black bars on the top and bottom, even though you're seeing more of the picture that way. I guess we got to throw in a full screen DVD for all those people out there, and you know what? Screw it. Why not throw out a VHS too? Because there's a VHS release to accompany these DVDs as well, even though VHS was dying at this point. But they decided, why not get some extra cash out of those folks that still have a working VCR hooked up in their living room? This one, I think I could only find photos of a clamshell version. I don't know if there was a slipcover variant. There probably was, but I couldn't find any pictures of it. 5 years later, on November 20th, 2007, the Santa Claus 3 movie DVD collection hit store shelves. Because by this time, all 3 Santa Claus films were out there, so why not combine them all into one little set on DVD? I'm not going to go too hard on Disney here. They were a late adopter of the Blu-ray format for a lot of their huge releases, and the Santa Claus was considered a huge release, I guess. So I'm not going to criticize them too hard for not going all in on a Blu-ray 3-pack here. I will criticize them later on, though, because they re-released this damn thing with slightly altered artwork on October 7, 2008. Why couldn't you have done a Blu-ray 3-pack? Okay, Blu-ray was almost cemented as the premier format. It was on its way up there. I'd say maybe around 2009 or 10, it really became the unstoppable juggernaut that it is today. But you could have maybe done a Blu-ray 3-pack. We wouldn't get that until October 16, 2012, when the Santa Claus made its triumphant debut onto the Blu-ray format. That red is so garish. I prefer the white of the original VHS poster, the red on Tim Allen's Santa suit, and then the red along the sides of the artwork. It's too much red. Like, I never thought I'd say that. Red's my favorite color, but just too much red. Like, throw some green or some white in there. Just mix it up a bit. It's almost burning my eyes. Oh, and a 3-movie Blu-ray collection was also released on this day as well, so Disney waited until 2012 to finally put out a Blu-ray 3-pack of all 3 Santa Claus films. Yippee! Isn't that fun? We wouldn't get another Blu-ray release of the Santa Claus until September 10th, 2019, when the Blu-ray was reissued with new artwork, and a new marketing tagline. This release was dubbed the Anniversary Edition. I'm going to assume it's the 25th anniversary because it sure as hell isn't the 20th anniversary. That would have been 2014. So yeah, I guess this would have been the 25th since 2019. Again with the red, it ain't working for me. It's too much red. Like, sure, there's a little bit of variation in the brightness of some of the red tones there, but just, it's too much red. Just throw some white or green or something in there. Break up all that red. There was also a reprint of the 3-movie Blu-ray collection that came out on September 10, 2019. Standard stuff, all 3 of the releases. That's not the best part, though. There was a Best Buy exclusive steelbook release of all 3 of these movies in the 3-pack. And the artwork they chose, Dead Santa. I find that so funny that Dead Santa is on the front of this steelbook. It makes me want to go out and find it. It's Santa and he's dead. Like, is there anything more that needs to be said? October 22nd, 2019 brings us a Disney Movie Club exclusive variant of the 3-movie collection. This included new artwork of that Christmas ornament thing there, but it also included DVD copies of each of the Santa Claus films. The standard Blu-ray 3-pack only had the Blu-rays and then digital copies. This exclusive has Blu-ray, DVD, and digital copies. So if you're a real format snob, the Disney Movie Club exclusive release of this is definitely the one to get. October 20th, 2020 brings us another Blu-ray reprint of the anniversary version. Its artwork has again been slightly changed. It has gold highlights that have been added to the top of the artwork. The red is still there. They threw in some snowflakes, though, to try to break it up a bit. I guess this one is a bit better than the one from 2019. And to go alongside this one, there was another 3-movie Blu-ray collection that also came out. This included the gold highlights, some more snowflake prints. It only includes the Blu-rays and the digital codes. There are no DVDs in this new set. They're fine. Okay, cool. You added some gold on there. You threw some snowflakes here and there. Cool. All right, another way for you to get the release. Fun. As far as new copies of the Santa Claus on store shelves, that's pretty much it, except if you were out on Black Friday a few years ago, and also this year, you would have seen some more copies of the Santa Claus and its subsequent sequels lingering on maybe your Target shelf or a Best Buy shelf. I don't think those are new. They share the same artwork with the 2019 variant, and all the special features are the same, so I assume it's either a reprint of that disc or it's backstock. Blu-ray.com has no information on new releases of the Santa Claus on Blu-ray, so I'm going to go with it's either a Black Friday exclusive reprint, so they can just put those movies on sale for $7 a piece, or it's backstock, so again, they can put those movies on sale for $7 a piece. Which, hey, I'm not complaining, all right? The Christmas movie selections at Target and Walmart and Best Buy this past year have been excellent. With all of the major studios, Universal has had all their classics out, Warner Brothers has had their Snow Globe slipcovers out for a while, and I gotta hand it to Disney. They re-released the Santa Claus films on Blu-ray, put them back out there on store shelves for people to pick them up. Solid work, Disney. You did the bare minimum. You get a gold star. Well, that wraps up your history section. Let's move right along to the close-up. Alrighty, everyone, here's your close-up look at the Santa Claus. First up, we're taking a look at the 2019 Blu-ray reprint of the Santa Claus that I picked up back in 2022, I think. So actually this might be like a 2021 or 2022 reprinted version because I grabbed it on Black Friday. So, but it has the 2019 artwork. I don't know. It's confusing, but it is the reprinted Blu-ray version. So up here at the top, we have the Blu-ray disc logo, Blu-ray plus digital HD, multi-screen edition crap up there, and then anniversary edition. Tim Allen the Santa Claus, and there's Tim Allen laying there against a red background with the Santa Claus suit on, wrapped up in Christmas lights. I kind of wish this background was green because Tim Allen kind of fades into the background here. The red is a bit lighter on his suit, but I don't know, it just kind of bleeds together for me. I wish this would have been like a green background. I think Santa Claus 2's Blu-ray release was a green background though, so maybe swap those around. Retroactively, of course, because we can't change that now, but we have a advertisement for Movies Anywhere down there at the bottom. I like the poster. It's fine, I guess. The spine, Disney Blu-ray, the Santa Claus, portrait of Tim Allen, not taken from the front. Different Tim Allen there, but the product number down there at the bottom. Your Blu-ray bonus content is listed up here at the top. You have your barcode, quote from ABC TV, a blurb about the release, one screenshot down there at the bottom, advertisement for Movies Anywhere, again, legalese, cast and crew information, and your disc was indeed made in Mexico there, in case you were wondering about that. Open this up. Oh, I left the digital download code in there. I think I already used it though, so no one's getting that for free. Here's your Blu-ray disc. It's just your standard Disney Blu-ray disc. You got Disney Blu-ray up there at the top and the Santa Claus over there. Those two should really be swapped. Put the Blu-ray logo down on the side and the Santa Claus up at the top. That's stupid how Disney does that, but yeah. Anything on the back of this? Just a little breakdown of how Movies Anywhere works. And look, it's all the brands that Disney owns, because they just love to buy things. We do have another copy of the Santa Claus to look at. I think you guys know where I'm going with this. I've been getting really into VHS collecting over the last few months. Yeah, I found a Santa Claus VHS at a flea market for like $1. How exactly could I not cover this? I haven't seen this movie yet at the time of recording this close-up, but come on. $1 and I could show it here on Home Media Reviews. Even if I hate this movie, $1 is a great price for this. And it's the original 1995 slipcase version of the Santa Claus. So here we go. Tim Allen's name up there at the top. The Santa Claus there. There's Tim Allen in the same outfit as on the Blu-ray with... Is that supposed to be his son? I assume that's his son. Who's like cradling him for some odd reason. It's a weirdly photoshopped image there. Destined to become a holiday classic from the New York Post. We've also got some writing around the edges here. In putting on this suit and entering the sleigh, the wearer waives any and all rights to previous identity, real or implied, and fully accepts the duties and responsibilities of Santa Claus until such time that wearer becomes unable to do so either by accident or design. Putting on this... Okay, I'm pretty sure that's just the next... Okay, yeah, cool. Just the same thing. I guess that's like a waiver that Tim Allen has to sign in the movie. That's probably cool for like a fan of this, and I'll probably appreciate it more after I watch the movie. Walt Disney Home Video. Disney's The Santa Claus. Portrait of Tim Allen taken from the front. VHS and product number. The back features a lot more screenshots from the movie and a blurb about it as well. Wonderful, good family fun from Jeffrey Lyons of ABC TV. It's a nice back, kind of plain, but it's alright, I guess. Legalese, cast and crew information down there at the bottom. Top of your tape looks like this, and your tape itself is ink labeled. Oh, this one also has the little pull tab here that not a lot of tapes have. It's the proof of purchase pull tab there. I'm not really sure why you would need that. Oh, it's also got the remnants of the Walt Disney security sticker that went over the tape when it was still inside the cellophane. I'm not really sure why those pull tabs exist. Were they like redeemable for coupons or something? Like you sent in a number of proofs of purchases and you got, I don't know, a free beanie or something? So as we do every single time we have a VHS shown here on Home Media Reviews, we're going to play some footage for it. After that footage is over, we'll go directly into our menu tour.
Oh, sorry, I'm late. Hi.
Hi.
Hey, do you want to come in for a minute?
Neil's waiting in the car, so.
Why doesn't he come in?
Because Daddy says you'll just end up saying something snotty.
Not necessarily. Could be rude or sarcastic. Whatever it takes.
See? I gotta go.
Come
Here.
on. Come on. Christmas Eve. Just for a minute. Watch those steps. They're real slippery. Told you.
Funny enough, this menu looks more like the VHS cover than it does this Blu-ray cover, but we still have Tim Allen and the kid in the movie there with some Christmas lights behind them, and we have our options over here on this side of the screen. We have play, bonus features, scene selection, setup, and sneak peeks. Let's take a look at bonus features first. So, you want to be an elf? The Night Before Christmas animated short makes me think of The Nightmare Before Christmas. And then, what is this? Making Snacks with Wolfgang. Is Wolfgang a character in this movie? Sounds like one of the elves or something. You got Wolfgang's Puck Pizza, classic Christmas cookies, Santa's favorite cocoa, recipe for Wolfgang Puck's Pizza, and then recipes for the cocoa and the cookies. So, like, 60% of your bonus content is just recipes. Okay, no behind-the-scenes featurettes, I guess. Just, an animated short, and so you want to be an elf. That's fun. Your scene selection is as follows. You got numbers and screenshots from the movie there. You have 17 scenes, 16 if you don't count the credits. I can't imagine this movie runs too long. Trying to find the runtime here on the back. Yeah, 97 minutes. Okay, 17 scenes, that's totally serviceable for a 97-minute movie. And for setup, for languages, you have a 5.1 English mix, a French 5.1 mix, a Spanish 5.1 mix, whatever language that is, 2.0 mix. Same thing for that language. I don't know what those are. And for subtitles, we have English, French, Spanish, and Portuguese, and then those two languages make their triumphant return. So I clicked the Sneak Peeks tab to see if it gives you a separate menu. It does not. It just plays the trailers from the start of this Blu-ray. I don't know what those trailers are because I didn't bother to watch them, so sorry. Anyway, that wraps up your menu tour. Let's go ahead and head on back and answer the 5 main questions as always. Alrighty everyone, now we're back from the close-up, and now it's time to answer the 5 main questions as always. Number 1, where can you pick this product up? That is a good question. I have not been to Target in a few weeks, but the last time I was there, they had plenty of copies of the Santa Claus just by itself and the 3-movie collection on Blu-ray just sitting there on store shelves for like $10 a piece. Well, for the standard Blu-ray, not for the 3-movie collection. That would be insanely cheap though. So I'm going to say you might be able to find it in stores. Maybe. Number 2, is this product still being printed nowadays? I'm going to say yeah, with an asterisk next to it. It's kind of being printed nowadays. For one thing, it's streaming on Disney Plus now, so if you have that service, you can watch this movie whenever you want. But it's also kind of being printed nowadays because there are copies on store shelves right now. Number 3, should you pick this product up? I was excited to watch the Santa Claus for the first time. I hadn't heard a lot about it. I didn't really know what the plot was. All I knew was Tim Allen kills Santa and he becomes Santa. And that was enough for me. Of course, I'm already in a good mood right when this movie starts because Peter Boyle, the dad from Everybody Loves Raymond, is here. He makes a small, almost a glorified cameo in the film. He's really only in it for a couple of scenes, but I'm already put in a great mood by seeing him on screen. I love Peter Boyle. Kind of reminds me of my grandfather on my dad's side. He's kind of witty, but also kind of crotchety at the same time. But we're not here to talk about Peter Boyle. We're here to talk about the man, the myth, the legend, Tim Allen himself. And from the first scene that he appears in, he feels like a younger version of Mike Baxter, his character from Last Man Standing. I mean, this guy, Tim Allen feels like he plays the same character in a lot of his roles, except for Tim Taylor. He's not as sarcastic and witty and jaded there. He's more of a family man, more of a lighter family man, really, and he's an idiot there too. But with his character from Last Man Standing, he is a family man. He loves his family, but he is very witty and very jaded in his older age. And Scott Calvin here feels like he could become Mike Baxter later on in life. But man, do I love his performance here. He is amazing as Scott Calvin. His charisma is just oozing off of my screen, and I love his biting sarcasm throughout this entire film. His line, "Everybody loves Denny's. It's an American institution," just made me laugh out loud, dude. I couldn't handle myself there. Although, why wouldn't he choose Waffle House? Why would he choose Denny's? Waffle House is the superior version of the 24-hour diner concept, and you may get a chance to see a free fight while you're there. And continuing on with Tim Allen's biting sarcasm, his just absolute disdain for his ex-wife, Laura, in this film is just, I can feel it oozing off of the screen. Like, those two, they just do not like each other at all, and you can feel it in the performances. That whole scene where she's dropping off Charlie at Scott's house is just pure comedic genius. I didn't know how Tim Allen was supposed to become Santa Claus. I knew Santa somehow died or something, but running out in his underwear and yelling at the old Santa who's up on his roof was not what I had in mind. I did not think he would run out and go, "Hey!" and Santa would fall off the roof and die. Like, Santa dies in this movie, and this is supposed to be a kid's film, and they kill off Santa. Oh, man. It's so good, though. It works really well, surprisingly. One aspect that doesn't work very well is the CGI, when the reindeer first take off, and the flight effects of how Charlie and Scott are riding around in Santa's sleigh, some of the rear projection stuff. It's early 90s visual effects work, so I'm not going to ding it too hard. It also only had a budget of $22 million, so again, I'm not going to judge it too hard, but wow, some of that looked bad. It did not age very well. Then they make it to the North Pole, and the North Pole looks a little less extravagant than I expected that it would. I think of the North Pole like from Elf, like that is kind of quaint, like it's in like a little, almost a shack, kind of, but this North Pole feels like very claustrophobic. However, hiring child actors to play elves was a really good idea, and all of the actors that they got for the various roles are really good. Bernard is really awesome. I feel like he's one of the standout performances from this franchise. I think he returns in the other films, if I'm not mistaken, and he challenges Allen's performance with just as much sarcasm, but with a little bit more disdain for having to be here and mentor this new Santa Claus. Those two together are just great. The character of Neil, who is married to Tim Allen's ex-wife, played by Judge Reinhold, is a small portion of the film. I mean, he's in it, don't get me wrong, but he's not the main focus. But man, is Judge Reinhold given a really awesome performance as just this guy that I can't stand. He's condescending, he attempts to ruin his stepson's childhood, and has zero comedic timing. He's one of those guys who thinks he's like the funniest guy in the entire room, and nobody else thinks it. But he works so great in this movie. I absolutely love him in this. I love to hate him. I want to smack him across the face. Like, you idiot, you're in a Christmas movie. There's Christmas schmaltz to go around. The prosthetics they used to make Tim Allen look fat actually look really good. With old age makeup and also fat suits and such, some of it can look pretty fake. But this here doesn't look half bad. I do like the montage of when Tim Allen is trying to shave off his beard and he's completely shaven and then it's all dyed and then immediately it cuts and he has a full beard and gray hair again. He's just like, I'm in so much trouble. And the kid that plays Charlie is really good in his role too. He can get kind of annoying at times, but he has a good back and forth with Alan and is still compelling as the kid who still believes in Santa Claus. The plot moves along at a brisk pace. This film isn't too long. It's a little over 90 minutes. I'll be honest, I had a blast watching it, as this movie was really fun. It had a lot of great lines. Tim Allen is fantastic. But there is a seedy undertone to this entire film that I really appreciate more as an adult. Santa dies. Scott isn't married anymore. He and his wife are separated, and she's married to someone else. Scott literally loses the visitation rights to see his son because his parents, or his mom and his stepdad, think that he's going crazy. Like, they think their kid is insane for having an imagination. That's how devoid of Christmas magic this family is. And it sickens me to my core. There's a lot of mature things that happen in this happy-go-lucky Christmas film. Like, if you don't know what you're in for, you could be blindsided by it. And I was almost blindsided by it too, but I appreciated it more after I thought about it. I like Christmas movies. We've established that. I love me some Christmas schmaltz. But I do like that the Santa Claus was willing to go in a different direction. Not everything is perfect in this Christmas film. There are real-world things that have happened here. Charlie's parents are separated. He can't see his dad. His parents think he's nuts. Scott almost loses his job because he's becoming Santa Claus. Like, there's a lot of really adult things that happen here, and I really appreciate how well it works. Everything comes together in a satisfying way. The ending is, of course, good. It makes me feel warm and happy at the end. You feel for these characters throughout this movie. The elves aren't really characters, though, but you feel for the main cast. You really care about Tim Allen just wanting to see his son again and seeing him accept that he's Santa Claus. It comes together in such a satisfying way. Despite some shoddy CGI, the Santa Claus has a funny, sweet, but kind of dark movie that blends a lot of mature themes with that classic Christmas schmaltz that I love so much. You wouldn't think those two would mix, but I gotta hand it to this creative team. They made it work. I definitely recommend The Santa Claus. This is definitely going in my Christmas film rotation now for the rest of time. For as long as I'm alive and watch Christmas movies, this is going in with Elf, Christmas Story, Christmas Vacation, and Daddy's Home 2. This is getting thrown in there. Number 4, where should you pick this product up? Well, if you can find it in stores, it's probably pretty cheap there. So I'd say, yeah, if you can find it in a big box retail store. But if you can't, go somewhere like Half Price Books, Pawn Shop maybe. If you're really jonesing for a copy, go on eBay. There's plenty of them there. And number 5, what price should you pay? Well, the standard retail price of a Santa Claus Blu-ray just by itself is about $10. So yeah, I'd say it's a fair price. I think I paid like 7 or 8 for mine, but hey, $10 ain't bad. The DVDs are probably very abundant, I'd say. Same with the VHS tape. Those things are everywhere out there because everybody bought this movie on VHS because it was a big hit and everything. So maybe no more than $5 for a VHS tape. And even for a DVD, 3-movie collection though, those are 3 Blu-rays together, so that would equal about $30. I'd say if you can find it for $20, that'd be a good deal. Well, folks, that wraps up your home media review for the Santa Claus, and that wraps up home media reviews for 2023. I gotta say, guys, this year was pretty big. I gotta say, guys, 2023 was a great year for the channel. Just looking back on it, the view counts were right where I wanted them to be. Some even exceeded some of their view counts, especially when Thomas and Friends home media reviews came back. My view numbers just went through the roof. I got to talk about one of my favorite genres of movies, that be action. I'll watch anything action pretty much. I don't care if it's garbage. I will watch it just because things blow up. I got to bring back Thomas and Friends home media reviews with the help of my good friend Dan. He donated a whole bunch of stuff to my channel, and I just recently bought a whole nother lot off of him a few months ago. So Thomas and Friends Home Media Reviews is going for at least another 2 years if I spread this out evenly. I mean, there's no end in sight for this now. You guys have been here every single week. You've been watching these movies with me. You've been leaving your opinions down below in the comments. I love reading them. I love responding to them. I love knowing what you guys think about the movies that I'm choosing to cover for Home Media Reviews. I'll give you a little sneak peek of next year. Home Media Review Season 6 is a go. I'm not skipping that or anything. I don't know if people thought I was. I got a comment a few days ago asking if I was coming back for Season 6. Yeah, most definitely. I've been planning it out over the last few weeks. I feel like I shouldn't talk about this, but I kind of want to. Do you promise not to tell anyone if I tell you all this super secret thing that's coming in 2024 regarding Home Media Reviews? I only tell you if you promise not to tell anyone else, okay? Do you promise? I think I heard a yes. Okay. I can't remember whose idea this was, but it wasn't mine. This came from a fan. I believe it was through a live stream. I'm so sorry to the person who suggested this, but I'm using your idea. And if you let me know down in the comments, I can give you proper credit. But the idea that was pitched to me in a live stream was for Season 6 of Home Media Reviews, you do it like a his and hers kind of thing. If you guys don't know, I'm engaged. My fiance Hope, I love her so much. She's kind of become a big part of my channel over the last few years. And someone suggested that half of the movies that I cover for Season 6 I pick, and the other half Hope picks. And that idea had been floating around in my mind for a while since this person suggested it. Hope and I talked about it, and we both think it's a fantastic idea. So that's what we're going to do. Season 6 of Home Media Reviews' theme is his and hers. I'm picking 7 movies to cover on Home Media Reviews, and Hope is picking 7 movies for us to watch and cover on Home Media Reviews. She doesn't really want to be on Home Media Reviews. I've talked to her about it. She's not really into that. That could change, though. But as of right now, it'll just be me covering these films. If that changes, I'll let you know. I'll tell you what her opinion is on them, especially when we get to the movies that she picked for us. We haven't nailed down a final list of 14 films yet. We're working through our respective lists of movies that we like to cover. But I gotta say, the ones that I have on my list now, this is going to be a really good season. There's going to be a lot of variety here. And Lord only knows what Hope is going to make me watch. I'll say this, though. There will definitely, more than likely, be an HMR on that godforsaken Lorax movie that she just loves so much. And I think it's for ironic reasons. I truthfully cannot understand why she likes the Lorax movie from like 2011 from Illumination so much. It is so bad and so inferior to the original source material. And she's going to make me watch it, and I'm regretting my decision already. Oh, God. So that's my big announcement. HMR Season 6 coming back next year in 2024. His and hers is the theme. I don't have a release date yet for you. It'll be after I come back from my break throughout January and February. So whenever I nail down a release date, I will let you all know. And let me just say, guys, the big plan, there's a lot of stuff I have planned for 2024. I am going to attempt to bring back my Thomas Wooden Railway series. I've been writing like a racehorse over these last few months. I have, I think, 6 episodes already written. The hard part's just finding time to actually set up my sets on my floor and actually shoot and all that other stuff that isn't as easy as writing. But I have a lot of episodes written right now, and I'm excited to show you guys what I have. Remakes, of course, are coming back in 2024. I shot about 50% of a remake at Bucked Out this year in October. That's coming out pretty soon in 2024. That's almost finished shooting, and I need to put it together. 2024 is going to be such a huge year for the channel. You guys are not going to be able to handle it. I mean, it's gonna blow your socks off. Let me tell you. I mean, I have so much stuff planned. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it all done, but I'm super stoked about it, and it's going to be awesome. So with all that being said, guys, thank you so very much for watching this episode of Home Media Reviews. Thank you for watching throughout this last year in 2023, and I hope to see you all back in 2024 for what might be the biggest year for this channel ever. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I'll talk to you again in 2024. Good night, everybody.